Howdy folks, welcome back to SnowRunner. We are on the test server, Yukon region, currently on flooded hills. Bringing you in right here because I've just left the rail yard a couple minutes ago from getting the 2 cargo containers that I need for making the cabins. And I'm now on my way to get the units of lumber that I need. And yes, I haven't fixed the batteries in the controller yet. So it just shut off and drove off the road. But anyways, as I was saying, got the car containers on the way to get the lumber. Maybe a little too early now. Look at that tree flipping around. Now, you're probably saying, well, I thought he was gonna do the bricks and the fuel first. Well, I still am. If you look over there, I decided this giganto parking lot would be a good place to stage all the bricks and barrels of fuel that I need to complete that part of the job. So I staged that stuff there. I thought that would be a good halfway point. If you kind of look, what am I looking at? I'm looking straight at it. The warehouse, God dang, get that out of there. Get that out of there. Get that out of there. The warehouse is right here where you see the truck image. This is where the trailers are staged. And over here, all the way across, and then up the mountain is where it has to go. So really that's not even halfway. I mean, I would need it right over here at the rail station to really qualify as halfway, so I don't think I'm doing anything too bad by simply staging the rest of the freight part way down here. What I'm going to do is go get the lumber onto this trailer and run it back to where you do the crafting. Drop off the load. And then jump in the other crowds sitting there to deliver the 6 crates of oil, 6 pallets of oil, and the 2 pallets of brick. And then I'm gonna, excuse me. Then I'm gonna deliver the other 8 pallets of brick. Last time I ran north through here, the reason I stopped and looked at last time I ran north through here, I made the mistake of staying to the right at that Y, and it took me up the island in the middle, and then I had to cross the river. But I was making damn sure I did it right this time. Look at that, full throttle across the beach. As long as you hold the wheel dead straight. So it's up in the other plan. It's 11:30 and I haven't eaten supper yet, so I get yawny tired when I have an empty tummy. I haven't eaten for 8 or 9 hours. I get low on energy. I need wood framing and wood framing. Wood framing and wood framing. This wood framing and then that wood framing. Right on top of this one, just about. Now, watch the house disappear. You get a before and after. 1, 2, and house gone. But they're on the trailer back there. Now the next wood framing, I have to go to about this, that flag in the way. I have to go up to about this area, I believe. And then make my way in there. Not, God, it puts it in the wrong place every frickin' time. Let's see. If I continue on that road, it's gonna take me into the water's edge. I need this little road over here on this side of the tree line. Oh, big boulder there. And thank you again to the trees dawn that allows me to knock them suckers over. Otherwise I'd have to be very careful about backing up to the end of the split, getting over here on this road instead. Not into that shit. Alright, same thing. Make house disappear. Cargo management. Oh, excuse me. Load, load. I'm telling you, I need to get something to eat and rest for. If I ate and rested for 30 minutes, I'd stop yawning. I'd be ready to go again. Alright, now I gotta get out of here. And I'm right up against this lumber. Since there's no house there anymore, I suppose I could drive over the foundation. Or I could just back out. Oops, I said back out. Let's see, this way. Then like this. I want to get that trailer going that way. Not too much. Not until the end. Now I want to bring the tractor. Would have been a little better executed, but the mud hole had a little hand in that part. Now I go. Now I go. I'll go back across the river. Speaking of bounty, let's put the camera to the rear of the trailer and check out my bounty. And it's hard to see though. That's good enough. 4 lumber, 2 containers, and the big old Kraz. Yes, I've tried to drive this from first person, and that big hood scoop, I'll show you. That big hood scoop sticks up so high, it's hard to tell where you're going. See, it blocks. I can't even tell that I need to turn right here. Except that I see the trailer leaning over. I see the whole truck leaning over like crazy. Got the fog. I would be, the roads over here, I would be very happy to. This way. I'll navigate this way. It's when I can see the ground of it. Noon. It's high noon. It's snowing. It's fog outside. I suppose it adds to it. Again, hold the stick straight forward. Do not deviate. Go straight across the field. Set up right now. Tell you, I'm loving this. Jazz doors. Eight spot trailer with it. Awesome shit. Last time I went on the other side of the rocks, the right side of the rocks, and up that bank over there. Just not paying attention. It did it. Through the water, you think that's why it's still tracks. But one thing about the grass is it does not have a snorkel. That big hood scoop on the hood, if that goes underwater, your engine stalls. It doesn't kill the engine. Well, no, it does kill it. I mean, your engine stalls. But it doesn't, what I mean to say is it doesn't destroy your engine. If you're close enough to something to pull yourself out or across, you can pull yourself back to where you started or pull yourself across to the other bank. Once that big hood scoop above water, you can fire up the engine, no damage taken, and go on. Yeah, I saw a kick on the back of the trailer there. That was the end of the bridge guardrail. Is like I say, long as you can pull it out, either back or forward, it'll start up and go. Doesn't even take damage, it just stalls the second it takes water in that scoop. Which is, I mean, fairly realistic. A real engine would stall the second it's sucked in water. Only in real life, you'd have to do something to get, well, on a gas engine, you would pull the plugs and crank it over to expel the water from the cylinders before attempting to start it, or you'd hydraulic the engine and break the rods. On a diesel, it's not that easy. You know, we don't need to go to the rail yard. But it's probably quicker anyways than slogging through the mud, slogging through the swamps. The rail yard is where I got the containers. The reason I picked up the containers first is because I wanted them on the front of the trailer. Just personal preference. I like the big heavy shit on the front and the lighter stuff. If you've got a mixed load, heavy stuff and light stuff, I like the heavy stuff on front, up in front, and the heavy stuff in the back, or the light stuff in the back. The heavy stuff in the front, the light stuff in the back. Makes it easier to balance out the trailer. See, now it's running down the rails like I said before. See how it's just following them? It did it for a little ways. I was doing that before the whole distance, full throttle, just like running a freight train down the tracks. But anyways, I was saying, makes it easier to balance the load by sliding the trailer tandems when you need to, when you need to be DOT legal. You go to a cat scale. You go to a cat scale at a truck stop, unless they have a scale where you're picking up. But generally, you go to a cat scale at a truck stop, the nearest one you could find, avoiding any chicken coops along the way stations. Go to your nearest cat scale and scale out your load. So you know what's on your steers, what's on your drives, and what's on your trailer axles, and then you can slide your trailer axles forward and back. And if you're lucky, all you have to slide is your trailer axles. If you're not so lucky, you might have to slide your fifth wheel forward or back to get the weight on your steers legal. That's only if your steers are too heavy. Otherwise, you can adjust the weight on your drives and your trailer with the trailer axle. Okay, open storehouse. There. So you gotta trigger through the different things, left trigger, right trigger, or there's keyboard buttons you can do it with, or when you guys get this on PS4, Xbox, you'll have something like I'm doing. You trigger through the available things. Right now I'm unloading, later I'll load. I'll hit craft and be able to craft them. Right now I'm unloading 4 wooden planks and 2 cargo containers. Now it says no cargo to unload. So now I switch over to craft. Now I'm going to have to close it. Oh, trigger. I was accidentally hitting button instead of trigger. I'm thinking, why won't this work? I want to craft. I've never done this before, so I'm struggling a little bit here. But now you hit craft. There's 1 in stock, and there's 2 in stock. Yeah, baby! And I would imagine at this point you bring up the forklift view you get them in the manual loading zone over here, and you bring up the forklift and put them on. C, open storehouse, cabin. Oh, it's going to put it right on the trailer for me. I don't even have to use the forklift. Well, I suppose if I hit right button, I could do loading platform. And then manually load it. Or just put it on the trailer. Oh gosh, do you think we should load one of them with the forklift? And load the other manual? Load the other automatic? Since I can really only get to 1/2 of the trailer anyways. Where's the what cargo platform? Does it put it over here in this spot? Yep, it does. Cool. Whoops, the engine just died. I have to close that to start the engine. So I can pull this, forklift's already on that side. I can just pull this ahead a little further. And then stop engine, change truck to the Caterpillar. Let's fire that bad boy up. You know, I almost hate to take the extra time to do it this way. Nah, there isn't really room to go around there. And the truck's blocking the other side. Come on. Don't fork the truck. I said fork. I can drive into this corner over here. And then back up. And stop. And stop. And then go to Functions. Use wide fork handler. Where I can see what I'm doing. Four. A little less tilt. A little more droppy. And I'm debating whether to just drive under it or extend. Extending might save me the time and effort. No, it's not going to save me any time and effort because it won't extend all the way. If I could extend it all the way to the cabin and pick it up and pull it back into me, then I wouldn't have to close these functions drive under it, and then open the functions again. But since I'm going to have to do that anyways, there we go. I'm scooting it to get it straightened up on my forks. So when I go back to functions, it's not crooked and I can just pick it up. Alright, use wide handler fork. 4. And now I'm just gonna controller shut off. I was tilting it the wrong way. You see, now tilting it gave me a little bit of room in the front. I really don't want any extra room in the front. I don't know why it's just pushing me backwards, but I'm not going to play around with it anymore. Well, let's see, now that I dropped it down, it still just pushes me backwards. I want it snug without it making the machine roll backwards. I think that's as snug as I'm going to get. And still figuring out which button does what. I'll probably want to leave a little extension on it so I'm not bashing in the front wheels into the truck. And then I can, right now I can get it up high enough. Ordinarily, or I've driven a forklift a lot, ordinarily you would approach the trailer and then you would raise the load as you were approaching, so you're not driving round and round the parking lot with it 8 feet off the ground or 6 feet off the ground, whatever. But so I don't have to keep going in and out of these freaking functions, I'm going to go ahead and raise it up. And I don't really care how far it's leaning back, it's not going to fall off. Although it might hit that boom up there, might hit that crane. That's enough to keep it on there. Now I can close functions and drive the forklift when I turn my controller back on. Close functions. Don't make a sharp turn and sling it off. to approach the trailer correctly. Oh, bring it back, bring it back. No. It went a little too far because it didn't come back fast enough. Right there. Come on, turn. Okay, stop turning. The steering is too slow. Forklift should have quick, very quick steering on it. And then it rolls too far before it stops. See? And it just keeps going a little too far, one way or the other. Come on, come on, come on. This is a pain in the ass. That's as close as it's gonna get. And I know it's not over the trailer, but I can extend. I was just trying to get it straight to the trailer. Functions. Yeah, this is the one and only time you're going to see me do this. Wasted 20 minutes here. Do a little extend, which brings it up at the same time, by the way, so you have to consider that. And as you bring it down, the tilt is going to change automatically as well. Bring it out a little more. Bring it down a little more. I said down a little more. Out a little more. Let's use both hands. And now you're free. Free of the container or cargo unit. Now as you bring it up a little, you don't want it, you don't want to drag your forks across the, keep getting the buttons backwards. You don't want to drag your forks across the trailer, but your forks are going to keep getting lower and lower as you go. Now you run the tilt a little bit, and you can adjust the tilt as well. What I could have done is instead of going up and down as I was coming back, I could have changed the tilt of the forks as well. That would have done the same thing as, you know, bringing them down as I come back. So anyways, let's close functions. Close functions. Let's get this thing back over here out of the way. Because I'm never going to touch it again. Let's see, a few seconds to auto load or 20 minutes to get one freaking container on. Because, and you know, it's not that strictly that you're manually loading it, It's because you have to keep going in and out of these functions. If you could go, let me show you something quick. If you could just go into first person view and run the thing like you're driving a real forklift, bada bing, bada boom. You could go up and down with one control, you know, tilt with another, drive with the other, you know. But no, you have to keep going in and out of these functions to do anything. And that's why I freaking hate it. Not for what it is, but because the way SnowRunner makes you do it, it's just incredibly inconvenient to me. Now where's the tilt? Okay, that's up tilt, and that's down on the forks. Right like that. Close, close, escape, change vehicle to the Kraz Chabors. I can't see it, I can't change to it, it's gotta be on my screen. Damn it! Alright, now open storehouse. Go back to auto loading. And there's one cabin left. This time we're gonna auto load. Now we'll escape. Go back to functions. Unpack and pack, so they're both packed instead of only one. Alright. Close functions. And now I'm 42 minutes in. Frickin' crazy. I might just, no. I can't just cut out the forklift part. I did that so you could see what it's like, and maybe you won't ever touch the thing. Maybe you'll know better than to ever touch the dang thing. I need to close functions. And I need to jump into the other Kraz way over here. I need to make it daytime. I mean, seriously, that took 20 frickin' minutes. I've got the trailer with the 2 block and 6 oil, 2 brick and 6 oil. Take it up to the gold mine. That's where I took them in, bringing them out, took them in the side, bringing them out the front. So I made a full UE with them. I thought that'd be easiest. I don't know. Give me the room to maneuver them forward and back and get them lined up side by side. Slow it down so I can go through the ditch to get clearance on the telephone, on the utility pole. I don't want to hit the ditch at full speed. Would be nice to be able to repair the suspension damage that these things take. Bolt the crads, I'm saying bolt the crazes because I have two on this map. The Kraz Chabors seems to not take, they won't take any damage forever and ever and ever. And then you hit one rock the wrong way and half your front suspension is gone. See if I can get it lined up on the tracks correctly. Probably not. Probably a waste of time. But we'll see. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Got it on there correctly right away. And see what I mean, man? It's just, look at the tires bounce, but it just runs right straight through like a freight train. You gotta duck off of the tracks here. There's the railroad yard loading area. Don't need anything from it right now. We have everything we need to finish this stage of the contract, except the time to do it. Because of the forklift disaster. But I suppose I could just record driving one direction. You really saw everything that matters, except for completing the job. I mean, at this point it's just repetition. Yeah, I'll see you up on top. I'll bring you back in before I deliver. I'm right at the split. That's the steel factory. And split off to the left. When you see the steel factory, you split off to the left to get back in there with the gold mine. And then you go left at this Y. Remember those wide corners where the 10s with an 8 spot. So, oh, I can't count 10 spot. Maybe because I put 10 things in it. 8 spot tool. I don't think I even ran the trailer over that bolt. I didn't see it bump up and back in. Here's where you start seeing the signs. That's High Rollers Metal. That's the place we passed back there. They have a sign on either side because you can come in from either direction. Same thing with the gold mine. If you went all the way through from one side to the other, you'd see signs on both sides. I think that's the only Canadian flag up here. There's one of those passes that'll take you down to the bottom. It's a lot easier to go down than it is to climb up, I'll tell you. I did not miss the big old giant rock this time. I was careful to miss that when I did not have the load packed. The 2 rolls of steel were not packed. I was careful to miss the big rock. But this time I was just focusing on full throttle. Coal Creek Gold Mine, yet again. I got a load for you. Big old heavy load. Big old heavy load for you guys. I have 6 fuel and 2 brick. Oops. Gotta take a picture. And then all gone. Now whip this puppy around. Come on, let me turn the camera. Now lock it in place. Pick up the controller. We're using the keyboard to unload. So now I'm back on the controller. Oh, I found where the other rock trailer is. But I can't remember. I'll have to re-reference the video. You'll see it in the video. It's at the rail yard or the warehouse. Can't remember which. I'm trying to go wider this time because last time I didn't clear this pile of concrete slabs very well. that time was perfecto. Alright. Again, the rest of it's just kind of repetitive. Running back and forth. And I'm at 50 minutes. A little more than that. I'm trying to keep it, you know, somewhere close to an hour, and I'd still like to deliver the cabins in this one. So I will see you folks when I'm under the next full trailer that needs to come in, or at least getting close to it. At least getting close to being able to swap trailers. How about that?